Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys and Saki already knows. Hey, we have Team Sakurasu on. It's been a minute. Always a pleasure just having Saki on. Collab and picking other people's brains, man. I love having Saki on the channel. Guys, we'll have the link in the description down below. As you guys already know, you got to come over here and sub, man. Just give him a shot. Like we always say when he comes on the channel, give him a shot, man. Me personally, if I'm addicted to the brown and I'm already here watching Jay, you can't get enough of market watching, guys. You have to tune into Saki right here. Look, even for his members, 5 cards to have in your trade binder right now. You know, again, he's showing love to his members, talking about Justice Hunters, which we're, talking about today here as well. So if you want to stay in tune and stay informed, you have to swing around my guy Saki's channel. And he also does discussion videos and all them goodies, guys. So you need to swing by. You need to. Saki, welcome in, man.
There's another market watch after this video. There will be a Friday market watch, so you're going to want to check that out. And guys, just want to say thank you to all those who did give me a chance, who do watch because I know we do share an audience. Thank you to those who do love me on Jay's channel, love Jay when he's on my channel, and just, giving me a shot. So I appreciate you guys. Come over and subscribe for more market watch goodness, because guys, I always tell people how it is, what cards to get before they skyrocket. So if you're looking to make a buck or two, you got to come subscribe to Team Sakurasu, all right?
You have
and our
to.
channel member videos are top notch. I'm saying 5 cards out of your trade binder. That's 5 cards I'll give you free money. That's what I'm
you need to look, free 99 right there. You get that free value, guys, if you're a member right there. So definitely tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out. Let's start immediately picking Saki's brain. Saki's, we have Justice Hunters. It was hype. A lot of people waiting for this set to change the meta. We got 3 brand new deck cores that impact the meta, what I'm calling the Trinity format in a way. Of course, Vanquish Soul with K9, and then you have Draco Tail with other decks like Branded or just Pure, or it'll keep evolving, and then you have Yummies as well. So again, I just want your thought process before we get into the actual cards here on this set being released, the impact into the meta, the prices, should people be buying, should they wait, like just let's what you talked about here, right here. Look, Saki, in your market watch, just give us some insight on this product.
I already have the full, so while I already have the full guide, what I'm going to say is obviously this is going to define the next format. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking, Saki, isn't it already defining the format? Yes, but when we get that ban list, all of this is just going to get pushed up. And a lot of people are still wanting to play Rise, Yell, and Malice while they have the chance to do so before the meta completely shifts. So once we get that ban list, a lot of these cards, especially the higher ones like the Starlights and all that, are going to go up. So if you do want stuff from this set, even just base Rarity to play, I would go grab it. But just remember, compare it to the CR and the Starlights, but especially the CRs, because an example being Draco Tail, I'm going to mispronounce this so bad, Famena, we covered the Ultras at 13, but the CRs were $18. Why are we paying $13 for an Ultra Rare when the CR is 18? I don't know. I can't tell you. But right now they're already up.
That's a great point, Saki. I'm gonna need to take over and talk, guys. That's why you need to sub to Saki. That's why you need to go and check out his channel. Because yes, when we do set reviews, sometimes we cover specific rarities. But you see, that's what I like about Saki. He covers a lot of mid to high rarity cards as well. So you stay fully informed. We do it here on the channel as well, but usually when we're covering a set, we just focus on the ultras, the supers. That's why you need to sub to Saki right now, because he was putting you guys on the, the core community that already is there. And if you're not there, you're missing out on this CR at 18s, just a $5 difference, guys. Wow, what an opportunity. That's a great call by Saki, guys. So again, you need to tune in. He covered this set a couple days ago and put people on before this V-shaped recovery. So you see the CRs already making moves, making plays. A Famena just pulled it up because Saki mentioned it, but we're going to get into all the other cards as well again. So yeah, great thought process, Saki, on the set. Great point. I wasn't thinking about it that way, in the sense of in these next 2 to 3 weeks, you need to focus in, hone in, because post ban list, Konami wants to make room and make way. Not that decks are not dominating already, because we're going to see today they're being already heavily represented at regionals and at these events. But Saki makes a great point of making, just a straight path line. Konami wants this set to sell. This just came out. Konami wants to see these decks at, you know, YCSs. This is it right now. They don't care about Rise, you know, Malice and none of that anymore. So Saki made a great point. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, as the supply comes in and these prices continue to tank, you want to get exposure to these cards. So great, amazing point that Saki just made. And on to that.
The last tip I want to give really quickly, just for
ahead.
Justice Hunters, a tip I have, not just for Justice Hunters, but the game in general, is whenever you're about to buy base rarity, just take a look at max rarity, because sometimes the difference is small. It's a lot smaller than you thought, because if anyone told you, hey, there's this ultra from our deck listing set, deck building set, it's $13. The CR, you're going to assume is what? 25 minimum, 30, 35, 40, right? You're going to get numbers like that. Nobody's going to tell you anything like 18, but there you go. There it was. So it never really hurts to check at all. So just keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Very quickly, by the way, Paradise Smasher at $5. They just made that a CR. It is not getting hit on the list. If they want to limit it, does literally nothing. I'm just saying, can't go lower than $5. That's kind of insane.
That's not
this
bad.
Is like so cheap. It's kind of like, oh, okay.
No, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are panic selling because they think, let me just update this here real quick. They think that the card is going to get hit on the list. So if it doesn't, we expect a V-shaped recovery from the lows straight up to double digits. So this is a great card for Saki if it does not get hit on the list. And then Lupus is another example of what Saki is saying. If we just check the ultra rare here real quick, there was people paying $5 for the ultras, probably even more. You know, this falling knife, look, 7 bones, you know, 879 orders at $7, and then you have this CR here at 9s right now. Like, if you waited and you didn't go crazy on the ultras and you had patience, look, like Saki said, the difference of the price that you were paying just a couple of days ago, now you can get a CR upgrade. So again, patience wins this game. That's a great point that Saki made. Sometimes, you know, to analyze the difference between rarities, especially in a side set where you have 3 rarities, you know, ultra, sometimes it's super the CR and then starlight, or ultra to starlight and CR. So just analyze the difference in rarities, because, you know, the small price change that you can make today, like with the Lupus, for example, could pay off tomorrow. All of a sudden down the line, ban list comes, oh, now people need 2 Lupuses or 3. And then the CR, you're getting it cheap today, and then it's 15 to 20s down the line, and you're eating good. So I really like that analogy that, you know, Saki made here today. So moving on to the boxes, though, before we get to more specific cards, what do you think about the sealed price? These boxes hit 75s, almost pushing 80s, and now they're crashing back down, as you can see here. You know, there's been a lot of, not hype in a way, but a lot of talk about sealed product in Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently. You know, seeing Duelist Advance at sub 40s and Suda and Allen boxes at 38s and Suda's around 50. Now this one had a jump at first, the initial rush, but now people are starting to get worried, like, oh man, they're back in the 60s, and is this going to be sub 50s?
I'm not worried.
What is happening, Saki, with Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it dying? Let's listen in.
So I'm not worried at all. On TCG Player, you got to remember, now that sealed and sealed boxes are more available, the prices are always going to push more further down, unless the set goes extinct, something like Darkwing Blast, and that always takes at least some time, right? Rise of the Duels is another example, right? You had sealed on the market, and people were trying to push it down for a while, and then it exploded. $68, they're still making their cut. That's a fair price. The box is worth $68. You could pull not only a lot more, but it's a Starlight every 3-4 cases. If the Starlights, they'll probably go even higher, as well as the format, like I said, hasn't started yet, right? So if it's holding basically a barely holding 70, which is already fair in my opinion, before the format of Justice Hunters really takes off and really starts, I think you're going to be fine. I think it's going to be perfectly fine.
There we go. That's the assessment right there. Chart-wise, you can see that we're kind of forming a double bottom formation here. So again, based on what Saki said, fundamentally, technically speaking, based on the charts, it could be the fact that we're just building a double bottom right here before spiking back up into the 70s. So honestly, like we've been saying on the channel, if you feel like cracking open a box, pulling maybe a CR or a Starlight, you know, you could come in here in the 60s. Yeah, it could be where this is a deal, and the set never goes back down, the sealed box back down below 70. So great points made by Saki. And then we have Azuna. We have the talk of the town, literally the card that everyone wants from this set. because either Vanquish or K9 players. Now, go ahead, Saki. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely want. Okay, I did want to say something, but like I'm just saying. I mean, who would want to crack Izuna? You know what I mean? You're talking about cracking Justice Hunters. I'm like, yeah, we're definitely cracking, all right.
You see, hey, man, that's what I love. Saki couldn't hold back. He was like, just let me talk, Jay. Just let me talk. So again, Saki, look, this is the talk of the town.
I don't know how you knew that I was thinking that.
Hey, you know, hey, we've been collabing for years now, so you know that the chemistry's there. The chemistry's there. But you do have
wait, the chemistry's there, all right.
Whoa. Sage ain't here. You know, Sage ain't here for that type of chemistry. But love it, man. We have K917 Azuna
Saturday,
here.
Someday in the world. It's Saturday somewhere in the world.
The talk of the town, Saki. Everyone wants this card. Like you just said, this ultra rare, they just want it. They need to get their hands on it. Vanquish Soul K9 plays it. Even Draco Tail K9 is a thing as well. So again, and then the K9 engine, I believe, is going to have a utility even later on, not just in this current format, not even just post-banless, but 2 months, 3 months into 2026. Yep. So again, this card, we said it was going to go down to 40s. Here we are, cracking the $40 mark right here. And now we expect maybe even into the mid-30s, you know, a low of $30. Is this possible? We'll see. I mean, it's too early in the game. But with a card like this that has a bright future for it with no impending reprints in the near term, what do you think about Azuna? And we will be checking the other rarities as well as you talk about this card. But the card in general, what do you think about it right now?
So for the card in general, I agree because I've already seen the implication. The best way to put it, as there's a very good pro player around me, he says that this is kind of in a way like a new hand trap. Because the way people are going to be playing this, it allows you to play and set things up during your opponent's turn, right? The interactivity that K9 can introduce to the game, especially as an engine, is great. That's why people are also playing K9 VS. Think about, you got Holisu on your opponent's turn, you got Izuna on your opponent's turn, and players crave interactivity on their opponent's turn. That's why a lot of people are liking this format. They're liking the yummy mirrors. I get a headache with the yummy mirrors, but they like them, right? And I don't blame them. It is very interactive, very fun. But it's the same thing with K9 here. And again, we're getting more of that support, right, coming up in the future. I want to say this right now. If you do not have your Izunas, I would look at the CR very quickly. I told people when the Ultras were 50 and the CRs were around 67, if you want to get a little bit of an upgrade, it could be worth it. The CRs held, the Ultras went down. And the CRs were about 64 to 67, you know, 63. And you guys got to remember, if you look around, you can get for like maybe 60 flat, right? That's just what I have to say. I think Izuna is a good card, but remember, our pull rates are a little higher because you're getting 3 Starlight Rares instead of 1, right? That means you could technically pull an Izuna, right? As a Starlight. Hey, that's a playable copy, right? You know, no player is going to be like, oh, I only have a Starlight and 2 Ultra. I guess I'm not going to play the set. You know, they're going to be playing mismatching. They're not going to like it, but they're going to play mismatching until they can get rid of it or get 2 more Starlights, etc.
Yeah.
There's about, I think, 1 more CR at least on average, because sometimes it's 5 per case. Sometimes it's 4. Guess what? Izuna's a CR. You can pull an Izuna, right? Same thing with the Ultras. You're pulling like 5, 6 of them, right? Instead of like crossover breakers ratios where it's like a case and a half or a core and a half, I should say. You're pulling more like a core and 2/3, possibly 2 cores of K9. And the Malice Ultras were like, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. The Malice field spell was always hovering 20s upwards to $30, $33,
yes, especially at first.
Yes. Malice and Red Heart was
it was the other one, P White Rabbit was the one that also held.
Yeah, thank you. P White Rabbit. That was 30, 40, right? If Izuna's easier to pull than those, and this is also a meta deck, expect those prices to be similar, right? I'm not going to say more or less here. I still think these could jump up a little bit for high rarity, but just keep an eye on her. Not just a cracker, but to maybe make your money, be able to play your deck, etc. Because I do think K9 is going to be around for a long time, and I do think this format, my opinion as someone who has been playing this format, although pretty badly, it seems like it's going to be a fun format. Definitely a lot of interactivity, but I think players are going to like it.
Yeah, I mean, great points. Again, a lot of people do, they don't think ahead. They don't have vision in the sense of they're just thinking about now. And yeah, of course, the card is great now. Everyone's playing it, but also we need to think ahead. You know, we're like, oh, I don't need K9. I'm playing Yummy. No, maybe get exposure because maybe down the line, you know, K9 it works well with some random new deck that comes out in 2026, and then you'll need it by then. So again, we'll continue to monitor this card. Saki made great points. Again, another reason why you should go ahead and make sure you sub to Saki is because he mentions pull rates. Again, he mentioned pull rates and CRs this and cases that. You want to also understand the math of you pulling a card or not and a specific rarity. So I really like that point that Saki made. You definitely need to make sure to subscribe because great take as always. Then we're going to talk about Yummy Snatchy. Again, ultra rare. The budget option just officially cracked and tanked below the double digi mark into the single digi mark here. As you can see, with massive walls of China, guys coming in here at under $10 now. The sellers are competing. Why? Because we had the initial rush right here, as we're always talking about. Oh my God, I'm building Yummy. I need it soon. I'm going to X regional, Y regional. And then after you have that rush where most people that want it already have it, then the supply keeps coming in and you see these prices keep going down lower and lower. Guys, look at 9 bones, 68 listings right here. So, you know, we're showing the link monster,
Yummy,
but
you're not paying a lot.
No,
you're
no,
really getting.
That's what I was going to ask.
120?
Yeah, and I'm going to make another great point. Now that you bring it up, I was going to ask it later, but Saki, to play the meta is not that expensive as it's been in the past. I mean, and again, that's what worries a lot of people with the sealed going down and now these meta decks being cheap. Personally, I love it. I love it because me, I'm playing Draco Tail and now the core is like cheap compared to past meta decks. So what do you think about that point? And this card, Yummy Snatchy, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I think that we are going to be approaching one of the more affordable formats besides the 104 problem. The 104 problem's there. That card is ridiculous. But besides that card, I do think we're going into one of the more affordable meta formats as well, because, you know, to play Yummy at full power, we're really only worried about the Dominus cards per se. If you're playing the board breaker version, if you're not, you're fine. You know, K9, yeah, your core's probably going to run you a little closer to 200, but not bad overall. And then your Yummy core, we already went over that. It's the K9 or the VS. That's going to be a lot of money, but we're used to like these $300-400 meta cores. And if the most expensive meta deck out of the multiple meta decks are like 400 or 500, that's not that bad compared to our history.
No, yeah, and we have most of the staples too. That's really the key, that you know, to play these decks, most people already had the staples that they already need. So just picking up the core in itself, like, it's not that bad, guys. It's been way worse in the past. And the thing is, these cards can keep going down. I actually expect these cards to keep going down in the next week or two up until the ban list. So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy as we see the supply coming in. But what do you think about Yummy in its sense before we move to the next card? The deck playability, how it competes against VSK9, and into the future, even heading into next year. What do you see for Yummy? You know, like YCS Anaheim. Is it going to be heavily represented? What do you think about this deck?
Yummy is, as someone who plays Yummy, although not that well, guys, I've only been able to have like 2 days of session worth, right. At least against some good players at the very least. The deck is great because it is not just simple interruption, it's layered interruption. If someone plays against Yummy and they don't know how this deck works, I think that knowledge against Yummy, if you don't have it, you're just going to get auto loss. It doesn't even matter like how you open really, because this deck, if you don't know how it works, you think maybe they only have 1 or 2 interruptions, when in reality it's layered. So they can have 5 or 6 left, right? Where they're summoning, they get to draw cards for their interruptions. All right, they're going to bounce with Cookie, right, to your field, right? And then Cookie, the normal monster, right, is going to be able to pop a face-up monster. And you could just keep going on. And if your opponent doesn't know exactly how to interact with it, they're going to end up just negging a lot, and they're just going to end up losing, right? Yeah. There are definitely boards with Yummy where your opponent just has to kind of just go enter a scoop phase if they understand that you're a decent player. Right. But the deck is I think it's really complicated because the only thing you really need to learn is when to use your interrupts. Do you want to blow your quick effect early? If you do, why? Okay, what's the option that you want to go to? If you sequence it wrong, your layered interruptions go up in smoke, and you're sitting there with like little babies on your field. It's not going to be a good time. right? I'll tell you this. It's definitely the
about the
boards
artwork?
don't look like much. Though.
You like the artwork?
The artwork? Oh, I love the artwork. It's
Okay.
it's cats. I fucking love that shit.
All right. Okay.
It reminded me of Madolche, so I had
Alright.
to. I was like, I'll play Yummy.
Okay.
But instead of that, maybe I'll play
Alright.
Draco Tail. Draco Tail seems very fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna definitely touch base here with the next card, which is Femena, which we pulled up the CR, and this is the deck that I personally said I will choose to play, or at least the engine, way back 2 months ago when the deck first came out. And I played against it on EDO Pro something. I just found so cool to be able to pitch the fusion. It was just wild back then, and now seeing it here again. Yes, this is the engine that I'm looking forward to playing pretty soon as I build the deck, and it's V-shape recovered. When the card was $7, I said it could reach 5s, and you know the card has made me look like a fool right now because it's at 12s. It was actually at 13 to 14s, but as you can see, we're starting to see the walls coming in. Now it's a $12 card. I still think we might hit single digits again as we retrace back down to the mean. We'll see, because a lot of people are picking up the deck because now they're like, oh man, this deck is not that bad, and now we can combine it with K9, and you know, it's actually a pretty good deck. I mean, many months ago, I was saying that the deck was being slept on, and now people are catching on as the cards are being released. But yeah, what do you think about Femena, the Draco Tail core? It's pretty cheap right now, and also just the deck core in itself, competitively speaking, as
First
it
of all, it
competes
looks cool.
against Yummy. Yeah, so go ahead.
First thing I have to say is it looks cool. The support coming for Draco Tail, I wish it was more impressive, especially when you compare it to the support that Yummy and K9 are getting in the future. It definitely feels like something's missing. However, I still think the deck is good. The problem, and I use this very loosely, problem with Justice Hunter, it's not really a problem, I think it's great, is that they actually made all 3 decks fantastic, right? We all can agree that these are awesome decks.
Trinity
right?
format.
Yeah. The problem is there's always going to be a third place, right? And Draco Tail lost the steam, and it ended up becoming kind of that third place deck. That's
right.
why we saw the prices so low. One of the archetypes has to be low compared to the other two, especially with pull rates, etc. And it just happened to be Draco Tail. I think this deck is good. If you want to learn it and you want to play it, it's very good. My personal opinion is all 3 decks of these decks are very fun. I'm not just saying that to be generic and be like, oh guys, the game is great, but I mean it. I think that you most likely will find one of these decks, if not probably 2, enjoyable, right? In some way. Maybe not your favorite, but you'll like playing it. I would highly advise you guys to either pick up your cards now before they go higher, and also learn what you truly want to play this format, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's a correct and a bad answer. The only correct answer I'm going to tell you is you're going to want to know how every single one of these decks works for the next 6 to 8 months.
So damn, that's
Guaranteed.
a long time frame. So are you telling people that they need to buy spreadsheets then, you know, to learn these decks? You're like, no, you're like,
You know
I'm
what?
not even gonna
You know
go
what?
there.
You know what? You know what? Can you guys just become a child member for Fresh? At that fucking point, you know what? Just throw your money away. Do whatever you want.
But Saki is too many brand new decks, and how am I gonna learn all these 3 decks at once? Can I get a $20 bundled spreadsheet? Why not?
Okay,
I mean,
so no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys clearly know how to use YouTube. Search. You can literally find people who are smaller than me and smaller than Jay who can tell you the ins and outs of Draco Tail, and probably the ins and outs of Femena too, because she's looking like a bad bitch.
whoa, whoa, yeah. But Saki,
Like,
I
I'm just
love
saying.
spreadsheets. I love the formats, how they look, how they feel, how they how they
Yeah,
work. What
those
is
people
going-
love spreading it. That's what I'm gonna say. Financially spreading it.
I need to stop, man. I'm already. I'm hey, that's what I
Spreading
get
like
for
the
pushing
Shining,
Saki.
bro.
Yeah, that's what I get for
Here's
pushing
Johnny.
Saki. Hey, Saki's coming out with a spreadsheet coming soon, guys. Coming to a theater near you. Stay tuned.
Come out with OnlyFans.
You gotta love it, guys. First link in the description down below. All the cards that we will be talking about today. If you need to purchase any of these or you want to fast track these, make sure you tune in and check it out. And yeah, what do we have here? Oh, look, shout out to Spicy Hot Games hosting, being a part of our giveaways here with the binder and the cloth. I believe that's a cloth playmat, guys. You want to participate, you want to come here in our Discord right here. Only 100 people. Nah, man, a week from now we will be selecting our giveaway winners. You need to tune in and come in here in the Discord. Stop missing out. You need to participate in this free giveaway. And then also
Very
on
quickly,
X. Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, I love Spicy Hot. They've sponsored me in the past. I actually have one of their deck boxes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, where is
it looks awesome. It really looks awesome.
Yeah. Mine is back here.
It's right over here. I'm just gonna really quickly show this because guys, this is such a dope deck box.
Yeah, literally. We're on the same boat.
It's not gonna show.
No, but we have the same
there
one.
It is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Shout out.
Beautiful.
And I know like the owners and everything. They're pretty cool people. They're very good at what they do. I know them in person, and I use the deck box myself. So, you know, I like talking from a position of strength in that sense. Shout out to Spicy Hot Games, guys. You need to participate in this free giveaway. Get yourself in the Discord. Do not miss out. And then we do have this Fire King mat giveaway right here, guys. You need to tune in over there on X. Do not miss out. Make sure you follow, like, and retweet right here. You definitely want to make sure that you participate in this free giveaway. And then we have play mats and sleeves just in case you want exposure to this, guys. You can't miss out. Make sure you come in here. Links in the description down below. And then you want to subscribe, ring that bell, like the video on the way in. You want to make sure you get exposure to the channel as we continue to grow. You do not want to miss out. All right, guys, so yeah, moving on to again, the card releases. We're recording this tonight, so you already guys saw this. By tomorrow we're gonna have new ones that I'll probably discuss on, you know, the next video, or we'll see, because this weekend I won't be at home. But on Monday, whenever we do our next, I'll do the weekend market watches, but you get what I mean. I'll be covering a couple of these probably on Monday all together at once, even though you guys already will know what it is, because I like to cover these to keep you guys not just informed in the sense, oh, okay, we all know what it is, but maybe check the prices and things of that nature. But in general, what do you think about this? You know, the way that Konami is deciding to communicate these with us. Do you like these little posts, daily posts? What do you think about these right here, Saki?
So I do like it. I think it's really fun because, we get something to look forward to, news-wise every day or two. I think it's cool. On the other hand, it is just disappointing that they're reprinting cards basically in the same rarity. I understand prismatic secrets are different than secrets, but we have an ultra grand entrance from the sneak peek, and we have a secret rare. I think grand entrance could have been a super rare. It's not really a card that people would preferably want to see in the secret slot anyway. Seeing how grand entrance was a cheap card anyway. Requiem, fantastic. I mean, we know all the Fiend's Miss cards are going to be in there. We already saw track 2, so it's like no surprise. Nothing really to say.
Yeah. So in general, it's nice that they're showing these. It's pretty fun to wake up one day and know you're gonna know, like, for sure what's getting reprinted, or some other cards that are getting reprinted in the tints. So these are pretty neat. So moving on, just to the Seattle WCQ regional, just to check what's going on in the meta right now, as this one did occur this past weekend, guys. And the winner was actually Memento, so that was pretty interesting. And there was 650 duelists, so that's actually a big amount of players, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have Draco Tail with the second place. We don't have the deck profile specifically for this one, but that's pretty interesting. Then you have a bunch of Vanquish Soul players with K9 right there. Mitsu Booty still roaming around here, like Saki said, because the ban list is not out. And then you had Yummy in the top 8 as well. So yeah, pretty interesting regional. Still representation wise, Vanquish Soul K9 is still taking half of the pie for this specific regional. But yeah, so let's start with what's considered to be the best deck, Saki. Here we have Vanquish Soul K9. A lot of people were looking forward to playing this deck now with the release of the K9 engine Injustice Hunters, and with Holly Sue and Duelist Advance. You do see some people choose to play Divine Incarnate, Shifter as well. We're going to check a couple of these prices. And then the one that is a highlight is Dogaran, so a Kaiju. That was pretty interesting to see that in this top 4 deck. We're going to check those prices here today, and a couple of side deck options and things of that nature. But just in general, before we go into the deck, into some of these card prices, what do you think about the deck? Its future. How is it going to dominate the current meta, even post ban list? Is going to be tier 0, the end all be all? Does Yummy have a shot? What do you think about Vanquish Soul K9?
Are saying that K9 VS is kind of overhyped. I would personally disagree. Players are already getting their VS scores. They've put in like hundreds of games, hundreds of hours. This deck is going to have good representation, and it's going to see play whether you like it or not. I mean, will VS be able to be the best way to also play K9? That we've yet to tell if it's going to hold in the future. But that's all I have to say. VS stuff is dropping because it's just been way too high for way too long.
That's a good
point. So it's finally repopulating at least a little bit. I'm not saying that it's cheap. Definitely not. But
sure,
it is going up it is at least calming down, and we'd love to see that.
For sure. Yeah. I even had a friend, he was like, yo, I have all these Vanquish Soul cards. I'm gonna just go play Yummy and sell all this. This is too expensive, you know, in the sense of just taking profit. So yeah, that's a great point that Saki made. As you can see, many of these were already covered on the channel even this week, but some of these are retracing back down to the main. So, but yeah, the deck is expected to compete and to perform at a high level. There you go. And then we do have Dimension Shifter. So this is Saki's favorite card here at 1 QCSR. Is a single digits here. It's been around 950s, 10s, and after a couple here does go towards 11s and eventually 12s at the bottom of the page. 38 listings. So Shifter, I mean, at a 1 of, what's your thoughts on this one, Saki?
So honestly, I told people that if you want your copy for $9-10, it's not bad. Go ahead and grab it. Is this the card I would be putting money into? Not even in Rarity 1 when it comes to similar QCs would I, but it is 38 listings. This card could hit 15s later on. I wouldn't be too shocked. And then you're up $5. That's good enough for some people.
Yeah,
I would say right now, don't be in a real hurry. I mean, if you want to get those 2 copies at $9 before it hits 11,
that's not bad.
Go for it.
Yeah,
it's not terrible. You know, that's fine. Even if you grab this card at 11, it's fine. But if you could grab this card really for like $8, $7, you know, cheaper online elsewhere, it's definitely not bad. But I would rather pick up something like Lone Fire from this set. Me personally. If I'm looking at QCs around this price, there are better options.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, it is your 1 of if you need it. Not bad to get exposure. So not too much to say on this one. Then we have Nibiru. Again, the rock, it was crashing down. People are like, oh, we're not playing Nib anymore. Now people are going, you know, hopping back on the rock. You do have the alternate art here pushing towards 60s. And then you had the OGs in the 30s as well. So Nib. Overall, you have cheap commons and ultras and supers. Not really too much to say about this one.
Go over the PCR for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's Saki's Rarity, man. PCR. Right here, look at that. 5 bones.
All
Used to
right,
be 11s,
so,
5 bones, Saki, right there.
These have crashed in half. I think if you want these while they're crashed at $5, it's very good to grab. Now, before I continue, just remember when I told people, and I said it on Jay's channel too, get your PCR Lancias at $1.
He did.
Did they listen? No, because they're fucking idiots.
Whoa!
But NJ's audience is a close second. But you know, when they went up to what, $7, and I told people, you guys get 2 or 3 sets. This is going to be the staple. You're going to be having free money, right? One guy in my channel commented, hey bro, I put $50 in it, and I still have all my copies. When they hit $8, I was like, that's an 8x on 50. You do the math there. All right. And then, you know, I also told people about Ghost Bell PCR. That card spiked up at 13. They're not 13s anymore. I think they're around 9 or 10.
Yeah, they retraced
for Ghost Bell PCRs. But if you got them at 3, what? Oh, it calms down to a 3x. That's pretty good. Nibiru, it's against like decks like Yummy, it's pretty bad. I mean, unless they know where to nib, it could be good depending on where you nib. But there are definitely people who will nib at the wrong time, and you'll have follow-up, etc. It's just something to keep in mind. I think that, again, $5 for these, very, very good while you can here, because some people like PCR. So definitely not bad. Not bad at all.
No, but the key thing is also, Saki, that Justice Hunters, the CRs, this is the closest rarity to it. You know, like PCR and CR, people see it as matching rarities. So those people that are picking CR cards from Justice Hunters, these are the versions that they're going to want to pick up to match their rarities. So 5 bones is pretty cheap, guys. This could be $10 overnight.
Big brain.
Yeah.
Yo, big brain, by the way. Connibus going to want to fuck us over even more. They're going to reprint our PCRs as CRs.
Oh my, nah, they can't do that, man. I mean, there's already OG CRs, and then you do have the PCR version in a way, like for E-Telly and Solemn Strikes and things of that nature. But Nib, I think, is good at 5 bones. I think that one is a good one. And then we have Dogaran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. This is the max rarity. The Speed Duel is the max rarity, and it's $1. The card was like 40 cents, had this massive volume candle, and now it's $1. It's hard to get. It's scarce in the sense that this set came out ages ago, and it's behind the Speed Duel paywall. 38 listings. There is, you know, high availability here with the Walls of China at around $1, just in case, you know, it was played here on the list, as we can see, one of, you know, to play alongside the Fires right there. So if you need your Dogaran, definitely one to keep in mind as a secret rare. You also have ultras and supers So you have a variety to choose from when it comes to the holographic prints. So yeah, I mean, you never know. These could get Starlights reprinted in, I don't know, the 10s or Rarity 5. So Kaijus are due for, you know, a higher rarity print. But if you need it in the meantime at $1 for the secret rare, that is not bad at all. And we have number 101 Silent Honor Art. As we can see right here, QCSR. This one is approaching 10 bones and stabilizing here as people need it for their extra decks. $6 actually stabilizing. This card is looking like it wants to be $15. So a lot of one-ofs, not a lot of supply. You do have an RO12 at 10 bones, 25 listings. People are picking this up to actually play it in their extra deck to go up, you know, in numbers, go into this, and this one goes into the next. So what do you think about this QCSR from Quarter Century Stampede right now, Saki?
So I loved it. Silent Honor Arc is one of my favorite rank 4s in the game. Just so you guys know, I think I have the ulti and it looks fantastic. But that's the thing, you have a OG ulti, and when it comes to Zexo ulti, people actually look. It's not like garbage OTS, right? Our ultis back in my day, our ultis had foiling.
You sound like a boomer, huh? No.
You know how far away it was. It basically was. But this has an ulti, a QC, and it has the ghost rare, so it is competing for some high rarity slots here. But I think it's kind of a pick your poison thing. I think the ghost rare at 20 is not bad. I mean, you don't really see those that often. You got 36 listing. Nobody's crack-a-lack in that box anymore. That box is terrible to crack. So you got $23 for your ghost if you like them. So just keep it in mind. You do have options.
There we go. Yeah, keep it in mind. I personally would play the ghost rare. I love ghost rares if I would be playing this card, but
I got my OG ulti, so I'm
no. I mean that there's levels. I can't blame you for that. But yeah, there's people that want their quarter century secret rares. They want their matching rarity. So definitely keep this one in mind. Not bad to pick it up at single digits right there before it keeps on going up. We have Crossout Designator. A lot of people are playing this card at 1. Here you see it on the side deck right here at 1 alongside Called By and Triple T's. Playing this in 3s, 3 one-ofs. So again, Crossout Designator still holding strong here at around a 20 piece. The card used to be 30s and beyond. Now it's crashing down to 20s. So if you need this card, $20 bill, not bad. If you want this rarity for a one-off, not too much else to say. It does have the full rarity treatment from Rarity Collection 2. So listen to Saki and pick up your copy. We have Anti-Spell Fragrance. What do you think about Anti-Spell Fragrance? The QCSR, $3. Saki, look. Here I'm right here in the side deck as a one-off.
$3.
Yeah, 3 bones. Let them know, Saki. What do you think about Anti-Spell at $3 here? The volume is coming in. Look at that. There's multiples here at 3s. What do you think about this?
So the thing is with Floodgates is it doesn't even, as long as the card is legal, when somebody opens it up and you're fucked, it's great, right? Like it just feels good flipping one of these on people. Like flipping Anti-Spell against Sky Striker feels great. Right? It just, they auto lose. Here's the thing I'm going to say. At $3, you can't really go wrong here. If people start playing Anti-Spell, it'll go up. I told people to pick up Rivalry. That was one of the QC Floodgates I told people to grab. That and look at Gozen. And Rivalry ended up getting bought out. And that card was $4. $3 to $4. It has now settled at 10, but they were 15s. You see 14s right up there. Then you got Gozen.
Gozen is like 24. It went crazy because of the Eddie Edisons.
Yeah, I told people, look, it's a lot, but you know, it could go higher. Maybe keep an eye on it. And yeah, $24 at that price, that does not make me happy. I hate that price a lot.
But yeah, I mean, Saki makes great points with Anti-Spell Fragrance, Tika.
And you also have to look at what Anti-Spell can go to, right? It's $3 right now, right? People, you have to calculate your losses with gains, right? Scroll down for me, right? So it's $3, right? But it does go up to 5, basically, right? It's 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to call it. How low could the card go? $2, but then can it bounce back still? Easily. You're not going to lose at $3 here. Another card I want to look at, I know it's banned, but can we look at Summit Limit?
Yeah, of course.
Summit Limit?
Yeah, did get it's quarter century as well, and it is banned.
I did tell people, hey, $2 for these are pretty good. If you got them at $2, look, the card's not even like off the ban list, right? And you're looking at $4 to $5. So if you got these at $2, you just made a 2x on a $2 card, 2.5, because if you want to call it $5, It's got 27 listings. Can we scroll down and look at the next page? Is there any walls of China? There's one at 38. Okay, you know, that could be cleared. Billy Bob has 100. Okay,
Yeah.
it goes up and up and up. You could tell that's an old ass listing from me too, by the way. Why the fuck do I have
Saku,
this
let's go. Page 2 Sakurasu. That's his new nickname, man. But yeah, the whole point
Page 2
is
Sakurasu.
and table 500J. Hey, the best combination out there, guys.
Yeah.
Listen to Saki. Pick up your floodgates right now. They're being
enjoy
used.
your Sage too. Oh, we're the trio.
Wow. No. Guys, pick up your floodgates, man. One ofs. They're cheap. You don't want to come back, at least with anti-spell. I mean, Tikaboo is the max rarity is CR, so it's 35 bones. Card used to be a 20 piece, and then it quickly goes to crazy numbers. So 13 listings. People are actually playing these at one-ofs for going first. So the game.
Yeah, this is VS's oldest boss monster. Dude, I don't know if people forgot about this, but when this card got limited, I said, "Wow, dude, this is like the biggest VS hit ever back in the day." And the deck just stopped seeing play completely.
The card is just so good. So this is the max rarity. I still think it gets reprinted down the line, but for now, if you want the max rarity, you will have to pay a premium. Guys, link in the description down below. Come over here, get free $15 off over here on Whatnot if you need to purchase anything, especially from Justice Hunters. Check out our Discord and X as we're currently hosting our giveaways. Make sure you do not miss out. Guys, you want to subscribe to Saki right now. Link in the description down below. Make sure you come over here, tune in. He's made great points. He always has fun. He's discussing the markets. You know, you want to come in here, subscribe. You do not want to miss out. And then you need to subscribe to your boy as well. Ring that bell, like the video, subscribe as we go towards 10K. And none of this content is official financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Now we have Saki's deck, Yummy, here at the Seattle WCQ Regional Top 8 right here. Yeah, this is your deck, man, so take it over. Do you like the Sky Striker 8 engine in here? Obedience School getting reprinted as a rare, Droplets and Purges going crazy. The side deck here with Metatronus, Solemn Strike, Mistaken Arrest. What do you think about this list? And you're playing the deck, so let's just hear your thoughts, Saki.
So let me see my thoughts here. So scroll down for me. I just want to compare this to my list. I don't have Perulias. I just know it's going to get reprinted, so I'm not playing Perulias.
Same here. Same here. 250, 200. Nah, we don't do that.
Yeah, I have my going second build. I have my going first build, so I'm going to compare this hand trap build to my going first build.
Okay.
I'm playing 3 Imperm, so just replace that with the 3 Perulia.
All right.
I am maining Droll. I got the Fua.
Okay.
The spells are the exact lineup I have.
Interesting.
The Striker. I'm just making sure I'm not blind. I'm playing Widow Anchor. He is not.
Ah, okay.
But he's only playing 2 Droplet. I believe I'm playing
3.
Oh no, I don't. Actually, I don't have Droplet in my hand trap.
Interesting.
My hand trap. I have it in my board breaking build.
Okay.
But I do have the Dominuses with songs instead.
Okay.
So this list is definitely different from mine. It's not bad. I think Droplet is actually a very interesting card.
People are starting to play it
first. The way you generate advantage, this card is basically a monster negate the way you set it, because there is more quote-unquote free advantage where you do your plays, and if certain lines get shut down, especially like I said, layered interruption, you could flip this, get a negator 2 off. It's not bad at all. The extra deck is, I think, there's literally, the extra deck is the same for everything. I think the only difference is I'm not playing Cross Sheep. I don't know. I think I'm playing. The Cross Sheep. I know why they're playing it. Don't get me wrong, but the only reason I'm not playing Cross Sheep is because I want to try test something really bad.
Look at that! Look at that! That's all good and well, Saki. You need to play this, man. Like you need to play the right card. Can you please give me your opinion on this card? It's called the, with capital letters, the Star Ham. Shout out to Spaden. He wanted us to talk about the ham card here as a synchro monster, member of the channel. That's my guy. Saki, we need your opinion on the ham. What is this? This is the first time I see this card. What is going on? Yo, what is this?
No, it's good. I mean, it's good and yummy. It helps you make Herald. It comes back, right? Sets up your board. It helps with the layered interruption. It's a good card. That card was printed specifically for Yummy.
Oh my God!
It just was.
Look at this, a penny, bro. Free.
You gotta remember, you sync your opponent's turn too, so you can make random shit with this. It's good, very good.
The Star Ham, the star of the show. Saki, you can't make this stuff up.
Oh, by the way, I know what the
Can't make
card
this
is. I'm playing 2 Herald instead of the cross sheet. That's
Okay.
what it was.
There you
That's
go.
how my list is different.
Double
the rest
Herald.
of this list is exactly like mine.
All right, so guys, the Yummy takeover. You're gonna see Saki in one of
Good
these
list.
regionals, topping right here, or taking it over. So stay tuned
Only
for
thing
that.
I'm topping is your mom.
Whoa, whoa, Judge.
I ain't topping no event.
Whoa, hey, we have Cookie Yummy. Look at that, Saki. We have Cookie Yummy, Cupsy Yummy, and Lollipop Yummy. Tell me about these cards, ultra rares. They're all essentially single digits now. Should people be picking them up? Is it great value? The deck core right now, what is this? 60 bones for what is that? $90 for a play set of each of these? 120s if you include
With
snatch.
the link, yeah, 120. The core is really cheap. Now, my favorite looking one is Cupsy. That shit just looks adorable as fuck to me. I saw the strawberries as ears, and I'm like, sold. Absolute cinema. That's all you needed to fucking do is put strawberries as ears on a cat. You got Saki sold. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
Cupsy and Cookie are obviously the best ones. Lolly is, in my opinion, probably the one that's a little worse.
Okay.
However, keep
right.
in mind, from what I've seen in not just my cases, my friends' cases, vendors' cases, Lollipo is the one being pulled the least.
Interesting.
Similar how Ice Rizel was pulled the least as well. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's cheap. You know what I mean? People were paying like 200 something for their core, and that's not a bad price to guarantee a meta deck. And now it's what, half off?
That's not bad, and it might keep going down. So keep an eye out for Yummies, you know, in the next week or two as the supply continues to sink in, so that you can get your deck core for cheaper. So yeah, pretty interesting take on this deck that definitely competes, and is taking over events, and it'll continue to take over events even into our first YCS of the season. In I believe that's the first one here in the States in Anaheim, which I'll be there. That's gonna be super fun. So definitely keep this in mind. Then we have Engage, as you saw there, play sets. The Bonanza quarter century, it was 93s, currently at Hundies, but after a couple starts it in 120s, and then $200. Saki, what do you think about Engages? 11 listings only, QCSRs from Bonanza. Let's hear it.
I had this deck max rarity once, back before QCs were a thing. First time I gambled it all away. Second time I got it. It was so much money. I ended up actually getting rid of it because I was like, you know what? I love it. I didn't get rid of all of it, right? I still kept like OG Engages, all that.
Okay.
And
okay.
I have a friend who he has the max rarity, and he told me how much he spent. And let me tell you, 1,000 doesn't get to the start of it.
Damn.
It's like $5,000.
Woo!
That does include stuff like some staples.
Man.
Like, you know, he had it all ulti, and then he had a QC, but you have to play ulti Kagari. Ulti Kagari is like $200 something.
Yeah,
you need 3
yeah.
Kagari if you're playing pure striker. That's $750.
Golly.
Right for ulti Kagari.
Hey.
We did not even look at one of the million QCs yet. I'm good. I love it. I love the deck. I love playing the deck. I like playing the deck pure especially. I still have the deck pure, but I just can't max rate it. Guys, I have a PO box. Or if you want, become a channel member. Maybe one day I'll be able to get a striker for a third time. I will not play 7-Eleven with these striker cards. I promise.
Here you go.
That's all I gotta say.
There you go. Hook your boy up, Saki, with Max Rarity Sky Strikers right there. Solemn Strike. What do you think about that one, Saki? As we can see, the quarter century secret rare crashing down from 30s to 15s, about a 40-50% dump. 36 listings.
Absolutely.
Right
People
there.
are actually legit playing this in Yummy, including myself in the side deck. Because if you're going first, you just set the card and you're all good. It just helps with the multi-layered interruption where if your opponent summons something they're not supposed to, boom, right? Say fuck no to them.
There we go. And then we got the Platinum Secret Rares at $2. We can see here.
$10 at one point.
Yeah. This has been crashing down from the highs of 5 bones. So it was 5 fish and 6s. And now it's
it was
crashing
selling
down.
up to $875. You saw that? Look at the feed.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You mean here? No, it was even sold even higher, right?
Okay, that's why I remember it. Okay.
Yeah. It was selling at way
is
higher. But right now, 2 bones, that is not bad for Strike right here, guys. And as you can see, just like the quarter century, it literally has the same chart, retracing back down to the mean. So you want exposure. And then you have the ultimate rares at $90. Right here, the card used to be 50s, and then spiked up to 90s. Right now, it's just hovering here with a multitude of play sets. Then eventually it'll go to triple digi, 17 listings. So Strike, not bad going first. Solemn cards, always broken. Definitely keep it in mind. And then you have Mistaken Arrest here as a rare, as you can see in this list. at threes right here, mistaken arrest. Yeah, you can see the card is still around what? You have one there at around fives, but then yeah, $5, give or take. So if you need this card, it's still hovering around 5 bones. People are actually seeing, using this card, as you can see here. Crazy, went crazy. Used to be shekels, going from shekels to billies for this rare. Insane to see that pan out.
And gold rares, man, are like the gold mine that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
How many times have maximum gold rares been worth money?
Yeah, so just random
just
rares that used to be cheap as shekels, and now they're billies. So right now this card is hot and in demand. So there you go. And then we do have Draco Tail, like you said, third best per se. You have a top 8 here as some random regional. But again, this is the pure version, and as you can see, they play multiple Ugulas and Pans, and then they play the King of the Swamp. So this is very generic. That's what I like. This deck is really cheap, so you can compete. You don't need to play the K9 engine. You don't need to have Azunas. You don't need to, and you can still compete. You can still take this to locals. You can still take this to a regional and actually do pretty well if you know what you're doing and you know your matchups. As you can see, triple nibs here. Solemn Warning. We're going to look into that, triple warnings and Phantasma's as well. Contact C, we've already been talking about that nonstop on the channel.
Phantasma is also a dragon, so it has really good synergy.
Interesting. Really like. There we go. And you can see here playing Guardian Chimera, playing this Donner guy. So again, mixing things up, top 8ing right here. So Draco Tail. Again, we have Lucius. This guy's $8. Again, you can see that most of these core pieces are single digits. You see the walls here. It did have a bump up. This card was $7, but again, nothing too crazy. And as the supply sinks in, I expect this to curve down and at least double bottom or make a new low in the next couple weeks before the ban list. So yeah, when it comes to Draco Tails, just like Yummies, these core piece ultra rares, look, Molulu as well, Saki, as you can see here, pretty $6-7, nothing too crazy. Damn, that's a 700 wall of China. That is insane. So again, $20, $20 for a playset of these ultras, not bad at all. So here you had Molulu, here you have Lucius, and then you have Arthalion. I want your thoughts on this card. Is actually consolidating at around 550s. It's pretty cheap for the 3-up. So what do you think about these 3 Draco Tail cards and just the deck core's current price?
The deck core is at a good price. I will say for your R3s, look at the CR for me. When I saw the ultra around like $6-7, I saw the CR at 12, and I'm like, you know what? Usually I say, oh, look if it's 25%, but it's not bad. These bounced to 17, and the ultras how much? $5?
They were 12s. You're right. Yeah,
I told people 12 is not. It's actually pretty good for this card. Instead of getting like the ultra at 5 or 6, the CR is probably going to hold around 10. What's the ultra at right now? $5.
550s. Yeah.
You know what? If you want to just play base rarity, go ahead. Because this card is a 3-up. I thought it was played at 2. That was my mistake.
No, it's a 3-up. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
I just assume for every extra, like nobody needs to play 3 of an extra deck unless it's a starter, like a Link 1, etc. Right. So I'm like, oh, they probably play 2 of it. Unless I don't know how tight the extra deck is per se.
Right.
But at least with ultra rares, it's now you're spending 15 on a set, so you're good. Spending say 50 on CRs, there's a difference there money wise. So if you want to just get the ultra, be happy, it's all good. But I would keep an eye out on this in the Starlight rare, because if people keep cracking up in cases, I think that the max rarity could start bottoming out, and it'll go up and down. It'll be a buy low, sell high situation for a lot of this mid/max rarity for this set. Mark my words, or don't and be stupid.
Yeah, so when this card was $11-12, it's not bad. It was just up 2x from when the ultras were 6s. So that was a great call back then. So there you go. And then you have the super rare Gulamel. This card has V-shape recovered strong. The card was $1 and some change. Now it's actually after a couple 1-ups. There you go. Saki has it right there with shipping. It's pushing towards 4s, guys. So it's crazy. And at the bottom of the page towards 5s for the super rare. That was super cheap. And it's just hard to pull. People need their multiples. They want, they don't want to play the rare. They want to play the super rare. So yeah, the deck core in general is not too expensive compared to past format, meta decks, and even compared to the other meta decks right now. If you're looking for a cheaper budget option right now, Draco Tail could be the way. So there you go. And then you do have Rahu Draco Tail CR, the max rarity, because the supers are cheap at shekels.
I'm pulling actually this was my first CR I think I pulled.
There you go. Look, Saki pulled $40. That has spiked now into the 50s, mid 50s, 16 listings here. You do have a wall of China. than it does go towards 60s and beyond. So yeah, this is the max rarity. Draco Tail players, they don't want to play, you know, a scrubby super. They're like, you know what? Just give me the max rarity, the CR. Might as well, you know, combine these with my other CRs that I'm pulling here. So yeah, this is Saki pulled this one, max rarity. Saki's eating good. Where's Saki here?
You know, this, I'm right here.
No.
Don't worry. By the way, this card reminds me, if you could look at it real quick, this card kind of reminds me of Bayonetta. I don't know why, but if you guys know what Bayonetta is, that's what this card. Answers?
Did this one?
No, not this. No. Bayonetta is a series.
Oh my god, my bad.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
My bad.
Bayonetta Punisher. Oh, the hidden tech.
No, I was gonna say this looks beautiful.
sequence?
Like I like the artwork of this card. It
That's-
never got
that's-
reprinted. What's going on, Saki? Never got a reprint. That's crazy.
Guys, 3 cents for your light plays.
Hey, let's buy him right now. Buyout. Fresh off the buyout. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. No, but yeah, Saki pulled money, as you can see here. Saki's eating good. He's inviting us. Hey, by the way, at Nat Saki, our Edison match, he didn't tell people about it, man. It was fun for someone. It was definitely fun because I played mind games on you.
I don't care that I lost. Okay, we played 3
mind
games.
games. Let's go.
Here's my problem. I don't care that I lost all 3 games. It's just we were in game 3, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to play around because Honest is, it's played in Lightstorm. I got to see if he's playing Christy in Lightstorm. And he's like, oh, I don't play Honest in my build. And I was just sitting there like, you know what? That was the most insulting thing of the whole 3 games. Not getting sacked double JD turn 2. Fuck it. That's fine. Him looking at me like, oh.
By the way, I don't play Honest.
Oh, I don't play Honest.
We got to play the mind games, man. Saki was worried all 3 games. He was trying to play around Honest, and I never had it in the deck. You got to play the mind games. You know what I mean? You mean what I know. It was super fun, man. Seeing Saki at Nats. Also seen Rogue Hero. Nats was pretty cool, and getting to duel Saki. That's definitely, it was one of the highlights of the events. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah, you were going to say something.
Very quickly about Draco Tail is I would keep an eye out on Rahu. I would also keep an eye out on the little snake guy for Draco Tail. I think it's called like not Malulu, aka Delu, and Ripper, because while people want to play max rarity of this deck, remember Malulu as a CR much better because it does not have the Starlight counterpart to compete with. And with these deck building sets moving forward, something you're going to want to keep in mind is when you look at these archetypes, especially ones that are going to be good, be like, okay, which ones have Starlights and which ones have CR, or which ones have CRs and Starlights and which ones have just CRs, right? You're going to want to keep that in mind because the ones that just have CRs, they're going to hold some more value, unlike the ones that have CR and Starlight Rare to compete with. Just keep it in mind.
That's a great point. Listen to Saki. Keep in mind the different rarities, especially if you're focusing on one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah. Also, guys, very quickly, I know Jay always gives me the shot at the end, but I think I'm like 40 subs off of 5,800. If you guys could come ahead, subscribe to me. Guys, I upload market watches at least twice a week, if not 3 or 4. That doesn't include my live streams every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central. Unless I'm opening up a case or I take one off here and there. You guys know how it is. Look at my dusty keyboard.
Hey, you need to go tune in, man. The live streams we used to do, Saki now does for the community. You need to go hop on. You need to go subscribe for sure. So definitely don't miss out.
I also have discussion videos, guys, as well. So you're gonna want to check that out. I get your market watch and I got your discussion. So if you're looking for good opinions, guys, come give me a shout out. Come to the channel and I would appreciate you.
Give him a shot, guys, as you already know. And lastly here, we have these last 2 cards, Saki, before we let you go, with Fantastical Dragon Phantasme from Rarity 2. And yes, we have also the Rarity 2 Solemn Warning here for you. So we have these Rarity 2 QCSRs. What do you think about Phantasme as a card? The fact that it's a dragon and then Solemn Warning going first as a side deckable card. Let's hear it.
Obviously, when staples are going to see play, they're going to go up in value. Phantasme right now, I'm never going to say this card is super duper cheap, but it was as low as I think $10. Yes. And I told people get them at $10.
Yes.
If you get them at $10, when it sees play, it's going to go up. And that's what happens with all of these staple cards, guys. Think any hand trap whatsoever. Whatever it's going to see play, or people see it as a staple for that format, whatever. Like how Draco Tail could not only play this card, but use it as fusion material, which is dope as fuck. Hey, people are going to want to pick it up, right? So that's something you got to keep in mind, is you want to get your staples while they're low, not when they're high, because if you wait till they're same play, guess what? Everybody else does that. You're right on time for the hype train, and you're right on time for high prices, and then you look like a Billy Bob.
Yeah,
like a normal Billy Bob, but a Billy Bob with a bald spot.
Whoa, the alternate art. Let's go.
Extra dumb.
Hey, where is he, man? We need to. Hey, that's your boy. What do you mean, Saki? Where is it, man? I'll find him, man. He has to be around here. The alternate art, bold art. Where is he, man? I'll find him here. There he is. Yeah. That's your boy, Saki. Yeah.
Bro, imagine if Konami released this in the tins as a Starlight
instead
of like the really bad tokens. This would have been like a $30 token.
You imagine, bro? Yo, hey, they need to partner with us content creators, man. They need to, the community needs the alternate art bald Billy Bob as a Starlight.
And instead of the QC in the middle, they could say QC forever.
Yeah. So
you have the 25th stand right below it forever, because QCs and Starlights, they're never going to stop coming.
There we go, man. Saki, man. I love his takes on Billy Bob. That's his boy. That's his boy, man. That's his boy.
And before anyone says, well, the QCs stopped coming because we're out of the 25th anniversary, not only were they playing that shit for 2 years, but we're going to get the 30th anniversary. There's going to be 30th century, quarter century.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
It's going to keep going on and on. Okay?
I mean,
use your heads, guys.
They have to milk us one way or another, and we fall for it because we're addicted to that brown, man. It's never going to end. It's endless and eternal. How about Solar Morning going first? You like this card?
What do you think before we go over this card, I want you to scroll up, guys. I have a question of the day. All right. Actually, never mind. I answered no. Never mind. Never mind. What are we doing?
Oh man, you had me all curious and everything. What do you think about Solar Morning going first? What do you think about that one? What do you think about this? Going first, competitively wise? Do you like it in a side deck? Would you use Solemn Strike and Warning to take 6 slots of your side deck?
I would personally. This is my opinion, guys. I would rather play Judgment and Strike and call it a day. That's my opinion. It's not that Warning is bad at all. Warning could be quite good depending on certain matchups and all that. Right. I want to see more of the format and test it more. Remember, we don't even have that format just yet. So we got to wait for them to go on. We don't know if that's a flex spot or not, though. I got to see the matches and everything. Because sometimes there's cards in the side deck where they're like, oh, people are like, oh, this is really good. And then they slam it on during the YouTube video. Oh, I didn't play this at all. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's so fucking funny to me.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point.
And I don't blame people for not watching the deck profile, but it's just always funny when they see that. I told people to get this at $5 to $7 from Itsurugi. It's at 15. This card, I think, it could go higher. It just depends. I would focus on Strike more than Warning right now. Because I hate to say it, you should have got this card earlier.
There we go. There we go. Well said. So guys, like Saki said a bit earlier, you need to make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe. We picked this brain for over an hour. We're going to have the link in the description down below. Again, a multitude of videos. Like we say always all the time, if you're addicted to the brown, you can't get enough, of market watching. He has his takes and the mindset and the pull rates and just analyzing different rarities. Again, you can never get enough of the markets. There's room for everyone. You definitely need to check out Saki and make sure once you do subscribe. And then like Saki said also earlier as well, make sure you subscribe to your boy, man. Subscribe to your boy right there. Make sure you ring that bell, like the video, make sure you subscribe on the way out. Make sure you share this in one place in a group chat. Share the channel. It really does go a long way. Share it with your friends because, unlike me and Saki, I know you guys have friends, okay? Okay, so we know that for sure. But yeah, any last words, Saki, before we get out of here?
Friends with your mama.
No, whoa! Judge, you gotta love it.
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
So no, but yeah, no. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. You gotta get fresh to 1K. All right. He's got some of the best market watches on the block. I always told him, bro, you're gonna be one of the greats. I can tell. All right. Saki is rarely wrong. Right.
That's true.
Jay told me, look, I'm gonna be good, but I'm not gonna be as great as X people. I'm not gonna say who's X people because I don't want to look like I'm talking shit. I said, no, you're gonna surpass X person. No, it wasn't me, obviously, even though he did surpass me. I said, just watch, and look what happened. Guys, get him to 10K, all right? 10K subs, all right? And like this video, all right?
How many likes?
And
100? 100 likes?
And tell them what do you guys think of me as a guest upload on the channel? Let me know. Let me know on my channel. All that love. And again, thank you for having me on, my man. Please come subscribe to my channel as well. I would love to see you guys there.
There we go. There we go, guys. So make sure you sub to Saki. Always love, man. Always love having Saki on the channel. Always love collabing and just picking people's brains. So thanks for swinging by. And we do look forward towards next time. Guys, thank you so much for your time, for your support, and for your attention. Stay fresh.